I know what you're thinking. Did I really manage to harvest tomatoes for the last 8 months? Yes, I did. And because I'm meticulous, I counted each and every one of those tomatoes. Any guesses how many tomatoes I grew? From 16 plants, I grew 777 tomatoes so far. Admit it, you're intrigued. How did I manage to do this? Well, you're in luck. In this video, I'm going to take you through the whole process. I actually had seeds from the prior year's tomatoes, and I planted my first 4 seeds. Then in mid-February, I planted another 4 seeds. And then April 1st, I planted another 4 seeds. The container I used is one that looks like this. I kept them under these lights, and eventually the seedlings got too big for that container. Here's the bigger container. By the time we hit February 1st, the plant looked like this. Now, eventually those plants got too big for those containers, and I had to pot them up into a container of this size. But as you can see, this container is getting pretty big. This light setup isn't really adequate for this size of a container. So that's not a problem. I have another light setup, and I'm going to show you that right now. Here you have my other light setup. It's actually 2 grow light racks with full spectrum lights. And if you look carefully, you can see there's actually 3 rows of lights. The reason I have them so high right now is because the tomatoes that are currently growing in here are at maximum height. But when I was growing the other tomatoes, I just had a small tomato plant. So I actually had these lights lowered, and I put them in there. And then eventually those plants needed to be transplanted into the grow bag. So the grow bags are down here. I transplanted them into these grow bags, and I left them here till April 1st. At that point, I moved them into the greenhouse outside. And by the way, my greenhouse has a small heater to ensure that the temperature doesn't get too low. Now, for the other sets of seeds, the ones that I started in February, in the middle of February, and the ones I started April 1st, I actually was able to directly transplant those into the greenhouse in the raised bed that I have there. By the time we got to June, I had my first bowl of tomatoes. And then through the summer, I had a constant harvest of tomatoes. And I thought to myself, these are delicious. This is great. I'd really love to have more of these in the winter. At the beginning of August, I went through the whole process that I just showed you. The seeds that I sowed in April 1st, those plants were still producing some tomatoes, but they were almost done. But as it happens, the ones that I started in the middle of the summer were just starting to produce tomatoes. And those tomatoes are the ones that you see right here. So far, I've gotten 85 tomatoes off of them, and you can see there's plenty more tomatoes to come. So there you have it. That's 8 months full harvest of tomatoes. Is it too complicated? Am I crazy? Or is this something that you might want to try? I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments. If you like this video, press the like button, press subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll see you next time.